Oh boy. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Man, I am so glad I did what I did this evening. Today was one of those days that was just a bad day. And see, for me, I know when I'm depressed. When I'm depressed, I want to sleep. I went out to the store and I picked up I went to the Verizon place. I got a Verizon Wi-Fi box, like a pod to help extend the Wi-Fi at the Red Brick House, and then found out that because of when I first got the system, that the Wi-Fi router I have only can do so much, so I have to get a new router and stuff there and things, so that way I have more bandwidth at the house. There's a problem with the brick walls in there that the Wi-Fi doesn't go through. That's why you need to extend it. And I'm excited because I ended up doing a cooking show. I mean, I did a live stream cooking dinner there last week, but I couldn't use my Mevo cameras because the Wi-Fi wouldn't work. So hopefully this will take care of it. So that was one of the things I got to do. And I picked up some more wood because I needed to go ahead and make a door for the downstairs bedroom and closet and stuff, and I needed the wood for the panels and things, and I needed some wood because I have to make some flooring to fix a porch floor. And so I got home and I wanted to listen to Micah Parsons' podcast to see what he had to say about that debacle that we had. And I said to myself, I'm going to take a cat nap. And I got on the couch and I passed out for about 2 hours. And I kept waking up and looking at the cable box that has the time on it. And I was just like, 15 more minutes. And that's when I know I'm depressed. Because all I want to do is just sleep. Finally had to get my ass up and try and get myself out of that funk. And I feel like I was going through the 5 stages of grief and stuff, from being sad and mad and, acceptance and, all of them. But the good thing that I did was started doing my live stream, watching the game, and I decided to do it as a Zoom call for channel members. And ended up having, I guess, about 15 of you guys that were on there, and consoling each other and going through it together. It was like an AA meeting. Literally, the Dallas Cowboys make you want to drink. They make you depressed. It's just hard. And getting the injury news that we have, man, we can't catch a break. So you remember last week we had put Devin Harper, one of our special teams guys, linebacker, on waivers, trying to make some other moves because we didn't want to miss out on a player, and he got snatched up by Cincinnati. Same way John Ridgeway did. Well, guess what? That's the problem. You remember Damone Clark, rookie we drafted, got injured. First game, gone for the year. News-wise, Leighton Vander Esch, now on injured reserve, neck injury, and you have to worry about him because his neck has been injured quite a bit. He's going to be gone for 4 to 6 weeks. I think Damone Clark is the only actual linebacker that we have on the roster right now. I mean, there's Micah Parsons, who could be linebacker, and I have concerns about Micah Parsons being about a guy about 250, constantly being a defensive end going against guys that are like 330. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold up on that. And him going against Trent Williams every single play, I'm not sure that that's the right thing to do. Beyond Leighton Vander Esch, so we know Leighton Vander Esch is gone now 4 to 6 weeks. Turpin, who got our 1 touchdown, he's got the dreaded high ankle sprain, and he may be gone for a month or more. Add to that, C.J. Godwin, special teams standout, cornerback, uh, tore pec muscle, gone for the season, and Donovan Wilson, I can't remember what Donovan Wilson has. Is it shoulder? So we are beat up. We've got bad news on the injury front. That's not good. We already, losing Diggs, losing Damone Clark. Our defense is getting decimated right in front of our eyes. That's been a bad day, and it's starting off to be a bad week. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the Cowboys, but I'm going to say that they got to shake some shit up. They got to do some things different, and they're probably going to need to look at some people from outside the building right now. Linebacking is a problem right now. We're going to need another warm body, at least. I don't know what your options are right now because there's not a lot of free agents that are any good. And it kind of missed me sometimes. Because, see, here's the problem. Here's the real quintessential problem. When the Cowboys do business, they think about the bottom line number. So you hold on to players sometimes longer than you should. Tyron Smith, we know since Dak Prescott's been in the league, has had injuries. It's not a matter of if, it's just when and how many games. Instead of saying, we got to get a replacement, we don't. He's going to be good enough. This year it's going to be different. Brandon Cooks is a capable receiver, a good receiver. But as I look at San Francisco with Ayuk, with Deebo Samuels, with George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey, I don't see that on the Cowboys. You got Michael Gallup, who they paid a lot of money to, who's not exactly paying dividends. You brought in Brandon Cooks, who's in the twilight of his career. He's not paying dividends. Stephon Gilmore, better than Anthony Brown, but he's not the defensive player of the year that he used to be. And linebackers, I remember clear as day, because the year we drafted Leighton Vander Esch, Demario Davis was right there in my basement as a free agent. I remember talking to Brian Brodus. I said, Brian, you have got to, I said, if there's anybody you can talk to, you've got to tell them, get Demario Davis. It's like, he's like, I ain't listening to me like that. In that time, Demario Davis has not missed a single game. Been a Pro Bowl linebacker, been the heart and soul of that defense, gets about 6 sacks a season and about 120 tackles. Consistency, team leader, plays downhill, and gives you everything that you want. See, that's the problem. Cowboys go to scratch and dent pile. They sign guys to their contracts when they're injured, or they screw around and wait and overpay for guys and have them hold out. From D-Law with the shoulder not getting operated on. We lost the whole season because of that. With Zeke Elliott, let him go to Cabo and stuff, and then overpay him and have to cut him later on. Dak Prescott, when you could have paid him when there's still time on his contract, you kept waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. All these things hurt. And I think about myself. I have rental properties. And here's the thing that I've learned. You might see that special purchase faucet over there. It looks good. Price is cheap. You say, man, I'll buy that one. And you buy that one, and a year later, you got to replace that damn thing. It's not metal, it's actually plastic. Or it's got a thin layer of chrome on there that's thinner than a beer can, and it starts to peel. Fortunate for me, I can replace it. But if I have to get a plumber to come through there to replace it, he's going to charge me a good bit of money. Or if this cheap thing that I buy leaks, it might do damage to the cabinet. It might leak and the tenant doesn't know it, and it ends up getting the walls and the floor wet, and maybe it messes up the floor. Maybe it runs down underneath of it, and it ends up causing mold and damage to the drywall. Yeah, but I saved money on buying it the first time. See, if you went ahead, instead of buying that $29 faucet, you went through and you went to the plumbing supply house and you got yourself a really good one for, say, $69. In the long run, it was cheaper. In the long run, it didn't cause you the problems of buying the cheap one. And the Cowboys always go cheap. We'll just plug this guy in here, we'll be good. And they sell us on them being great. Jerry Jones, you know, that offense, I feel good about it. Now, we got everybody and their sister that says, time to move on for Dak, move on for Dak, move on for Dak. But I have to say, I remember, and okay, if you've got a solution, that's actually viable, I'm more than happy to try it. Some people say we already got him, it's Trey Lance. But I'm sitting here in my mind, just humor me for a second. Trey may be down the road. But I look at what Mike McCarthy is doing with this offense versus what Kyle Shanahan is doing with the offense with the San Francisco 49ers. I look at the weapons that we have on our offense versus a George Kittle, a Deebo Samuels, a Christian McCaffrey, and an Ayuk, and say, Trey Lance, with all of that talent, great offensive line, with all that talent, because I look across the board at the 49ers offense, and I don't see weakness anywhere. I can't say that on the Dallas Cowboys. Trey Lance couldn't succeed with that. So why do we think that he's going to go to the Cowboys with less and be the answer right now? I don't see it. And as I look across the NFL, and I've asked a real question, because I said, do we think if we had Josh Allen yesterday instead of Dak, if we won that game? If we had Trevor Lawrence yesterday on our team, did we win that game? If we had Justin Herbert yesterday playing for the Cowboys, do we win that game? If we had Jimmy G on this team, did we win that game yesterday? If we had Jordan Love, did we win that game? Mac Jones? Zach Wilson? I don't know, with as bad as the team played collectively, what quarterback would have won yesterday. Please tell me. Please tell me if there is one. Dak didn't play good. I ain't going to say he did. But I can't honestly look at anybody that did. Now, the one thing that makes me feel good is typically when we play like ass, like we did against the Commanders to end the season last year, we came out and played great against Tampa Bay. when we played like ass against the Cardinals, we came out and we played like gangbusters against New England. So maybe since we played like ass against the 49ers, maybe we'll come out and we will kick Kellen Moore's teeth in. That's all I got. That's all I got. Shout out to AJ. AJ, who sent me the nice message from Twitter, who's dealing with the several melanomas, is out of the hospital and back home. So that's good news. Rashid is no longer at the rehab facility. He's actually now he got basically a place right now. So he's doing good. We've got David Wiley is back home with his wife, and she's going to be off for a few more days and things, and he's taking care of her, so she's doing good. Now, Cowboy Nation, well, we ain't doing so good. We ain't doing so good, but it'll get better. Just remember, tell the people you love them. You might not get the chance again, good people. And I love you guys. And God willing, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Headed back to the Red Brick House. Peace.